Hello, guys, and welcome to this episode of Spencer Science Season 6. Um, in this episode, we're going to be talking about space. So, until 1 week ago, actually a little bit more than 1 week, I think, um, NASA launched their rover into Mars, and it was a successful landing. So today we're going to talk about space, we're going to talk about Mars, and just in general, Earth 2 potentially, and much more. So, first, let me start by saying, first of all, the Mars landing, that was a big thing, and NASA's doing it, combining with some SpaceX stuff, is doing some insane things. I mean, we haven't been in, I can't even speak. We haven't been to Mars at all. Nonetheless, landed at Mars for how long? Like, I know it was like the late 1900s, but like, man. So that is very cool, and what does that mean though? So what's even the point for this rover landing at the Mars? Why do we need it? Well, what NASA's doing, they're searching for life. Because, and life as in creatures and bodies of water that could potentially eventually make essentially an Earth 2. So you know how in like Stuart Gibbs' book Space Case there's like a moon base alpha? Well, I guess you can sort of say Mars base alpha. That's basically what they're making. Um, trying to discover more, and of course, to even get the rover back, they're gonna need another spacecraft to go to Mars to eventually pick it up. So that will probably take time, but this is a historic moment in science, and in our world. So let's talk about this Mars Earth 2 kind of an idea. How would it work? Well, of course, Mars is, as we know, it looks like the desert, yet it's very, very cold. Can go down to negative 285 degrees. And briefly in the summer, a high of 70 before basically going back down to negative 285 degrees. So it's very cold there. A lot of carbon gets through the airs. So how is it even remotely possible to create an Earth 2? Well, first of all, we gotta find life there. We gotta find it's icy there, so maybe there was at one time bodies of water like Earth. Like Earth before, of course, was just a lava planet. It was like hot and practically the sun. If there was the sun too, it would be here, and we would not exist. But then the Earth started to shape and, of course, create what we know today. Our place in time. But this is also big, this moment going to Mars, because what if we can eventually expand our borders more? What if there was at some point a time when there could be a space mission to discover more, to discover beyond our Milky Way, our solar system, and discover more of the new planets of our world. Well, not our world, like beyond, in space. So discovering beyond our borders. What if we saw the, and I keep on bringing this up, but what if it's possible that there's a thing out there actually called a real life multiverse, where you can see another version of yourself, or a completely different reality? Now, I know that this sounds like a Marvel movie just made by imagination. Chaotic in every way. But what if that's not the case? There could be more evidence leaning toward that theory itself. No matter how crazy at the moment it sounds, no matter how nutso that theory can sound, at some point in time, the thinking is we should probably figure that out, because then we'll never know truly if it's true or false. Now, I'm no real scientist, but there's a chance that the multiverse idea that's been a constant argument about people saying no or yes could be actually true. And what evidence could I have that backs that up? Well, time itself. Time in space. So at the moment, everything about this idea sounds fantasy-like. But what if we build up our spaceship that just discovers beyond to places we've actually never been in our galaxy before? What if we can go to places that will make history? And not just to our solar system with Mars and the moon possibly and stuff like that, but also just in general. You see, the multiverse is the idea. I mean, it just sounds movie-like. Like, are you kidding me? Come on, Spencer, you know better than that. But then again, we have to think about this here, and not just argue about it, but we actually have to do it and just expand our horizon of galactic adventure. See beyond just one point of view and actually go to space and figure the multiverse out, figure different planets out that we never been to. The idea of an Earth 2 potentially. I know, I mean, Earth 2, like, multiple planets that could be like Earth. And really expanding the horizon quite literally. So, yeah, this whole idea that's been built up about the multiverse, and I've been talking about the multiverse in several previous episodes before, but at this moment, I think who really knows? I mean, truly, and quite literally, we don't know for certain. So, and even beyond the idea of a multiverse, the last thing we're going to discuss about is the idea that what am I looking for? That in billions of years from now, that the Milky Way, our solar system, will combine with another solar system. And even though it's billions away, it could happen. And this was said about by Neil deGrasse Tyson in the previous Cosmos, A Space-Time Odyssey episode. So, of course, this could happen. So, anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. It's not just science, but yeah, it's very interesting thought process, and just to think about it is quite interesting. I mean, we don't know what to expect in space. But we know that that there's more, much more, much more to discover. So, alright. Have a good day. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Sponge Science Season 6. The last episode will be the next one.